But I guess when we I didn't know. Well, I guess I should have known it went hand in hand. But whenever we raise interest, not interest, yeah, interest rates,
Hmm.
our inflation goes down, our dollar goes up. I didn't know how much it actually affected um, Europe.
Right. Oh my God. Right. Knowing
So
that the
basically,
rest
you're
of the
battling with the EC. Basically you're battling with the ECB, trying to figure out well who should have to suffer from inflation for the most, and who should
right.
be able to recover. Like it's crazy, because we're driving our inflation now, but because we're driving our dollar up in the process too, along with the
Mhm.
interest rates. Like we're driving the euro down. Their
Yes.
inflation is getting even more out of control,
Out of my
and
goodness.
then
Hearing about
like they
Germany.
have to,
Oh,
but then they also have to fight, so they have to raise their interest rates. But when they raise their
right.
interest rates, that also raises, it messes with our inflation, and like it's
Of course.
crazy, dude. I didn't even know
The
about
whole
that. Really,
Eurodollar
like
system.
this. Hmm?
The whole Eurodollar system. Absolutely. Yeah. International trade between all that. It makes it very complicated. And the way that our US reserve currency really affects every other currency in the world. I mean, we're watching what's happening in a lot of these nations. Like, I mean, how many like economic collapses have we read about so far? I think Pakistan was the most recent one, was it? Oh no, I'm sorry. Pakistan was the major flood. Um, my bad. Uh, yes, I believe it was. I know Venezuela had a total economic collapse. Um,
Sri Lanka,
Sri Lanka, yes, yes, that was the one I was thinking of actually. I was just reading about that as well. Um,
was it
the
Somalia?
I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, there was definitely a few of them that I recall having basically currency collapses, but a lot of this
Hmm.
stems from the fact that we have the petrodollar and that we have oil has to be purchased in dollars. Most loans are taken out in US dollars internationally.
Hmm.
It really is a lot of that. I've taken a lot to Brett Johnson and what he says with his dollar milkshake theory. I think there's really something to that.
Hmm.
And I think we're reaching this moment too, where oddly enough, even in this inflationary world and how crazy everything is, cash is still somehow king through all this at the moment. And I don't
It
think
really
anyone really
is.
expected that. Yeah, and remember when the pandemic started, Steven? I feel like the two of us were kind of like, oh man, like this is about to get crazy. Like we thought this would happen. Like what's happening was going to happen
Yeah,
way faster, and we both thought the U.S. dollar was really going to have a huge downturn. And I wouldn't have expected the situation we have now. In fact, I feel like almost what we have now is worse. Honestly,
Well, no one was like we weren't seeing the helicopter money.
you're right,
Like we weren't see
right,
like we knew the lockdowns were coming and stuff like that, but we weren't expecting the fucking government to just give out just this ridiculous amount of cash to the whole
right.
country. I mean, understandably so.
Of
We were
course,
in a fucking hell of a crisis and shit. But like when things
it.
were going down, like what we were thinking was going to happen back then is like you just said, like it's happening now. Like
Yeah.
we were expecting credit crisis, credit
Hmm.
freezes.
Yes.
I emptied my fucking savings to buy silver and put it
Yeah,
into
yeah,
stocks
yeah.
because I'm like, well, it's either keeping the savings account and let them fucking take it, or put it in stocks and
Right.
silver and I can let it fucking do something. I don't know.
I remember that's yeah, you and I, we both started jumping the stocks, started jumping some crypto, we started getting some silver.
Mhm.
Yeah, the pandemic was a big wake up call for you and I. It was like, oh, I should really be taking
Yeah.
this serious because things are getting nutty out here, man. Like,
And it's weird because we were
oh
already in that process, but like
yeah,
that set us into hyperdrive. We're like, fuck.
hyperdrive. I was like, yeah, I was not ready for this moment. I was like, I am not being
No.
caught off guard again like this. This is nuts,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah.
But that's